This is the part 1 video. It's finally here. Part 1 of starting your garden is going to be about clearing and your soil. That's the best place to start. Of course, the first part of step 1 is finding a location. Once you've found your location, you're more than likely going to need to clear off the plants or any low-growing things. It might be grass or turf. I found that where I started, it's mostly low-growing plants, like the Persian speedwell, a couple of other low-growing little things like the purple dead nettle, or some henbit. There's a good deal of chickweed in there too, clover, and then there is some grass as well and some onion grass. Now that spring is fully here, everything is starting to grow a little taller, so I do need to clear more and keep it short. The best time to start your garden project is definitely in late winter, early spring, or fall and winter and early spring. Either of those would work very well. In the height of summer, you'll find that there are a lot of plants that grow quite tall, and there are a lot of more insect activity. So I would recommend the beginning or the end of the growing season to start your project. So once you have your designated space and you are ready to start clearing, there's a few different tools that you can use. I am doing it the not most, I guess. You could go prehistoric. Okay, I'm gonna go with second most hands-on way you could do it. I'm using a hoe and I'm using a digging fork. And those are my tools of choice for this particular job because they're easy to use and pretty versatile. Hoes are very good for making jokes about, for one, and then for also just removing the plants from the soil surface. It's not meant to go very deep, it's just for scratching along the surface and removing that first inch or two of plants. You do want to get the roots. Definitely want to get the roots if you can. If you cannot, that's also okay. Just try your best. Once those plants are removed, you'll come in with your digging fork. I find the digging fork to be one of the most useful garden tools. You can use it to dig with, of course, but you can also use it as an aeration tool, and then also to kind of break things up in the soil as you're going along. So that's also really nice. Your digging fork, like I said, will be used to break up the soil as you're going along, and also to dig in the compost. I'm using compost because the soil where I am working it's quite nice when it's wet, but when it's dry, it's very clay. And the plants were initially very spongy. They are very spongy. They hold a lot of water around there, which is good. But the soil itself is pretty clay, so it does need some organic matter dug in. Organic matter, like I purchased, is like this. Fluffy. When you're dealing with clay, you don't need to put in amendments like sand. That won't help. You need organic matter like compost. So if you've been watching the videos that I've been posting or the pictures that I've been posting, I do like to dig in some kitchen scraps and unfinished compost. I use grass from just the surrounding aisles and rows. because that helps to build the soil, and all of that decomposing organic matter is going to feed the soil and make it nicer and fluffier and richer all around where I want to be growing all of the plants. So there you have it. Other tools you could use for clearing your field, if you're not going to be doing it by hand, would include cultivators, tillers, and if you're going a lot bigger than that, if you have a tractor, there are disking tools, cultivators that go on tractors. I'm choosing to do it by hand because I'm staying a lot smaller, and I want to be able to get more nutrition into the soil rather than just clearing a massive patch. I did talk about that in an earlier video. I'm choosing not to clear everything. So your step one is find the place, clear the plants off of it, and start working on your soil. And once you have started building your soil, get ready for planting. So that's step one. Find your place, work on your soil. Part two, or step two, not part two, step two, will be coming up a little bit later, and that is going to be focusing more around planting. And I'll be talking about that in the next one.